34, Chapter 6. Chanchalam hi manah Krishna Pramadhi balvadranam Tasyaham nigraham manye Vayoreva sudushkaram. In this verse, Arjun says to Sri Krishna, "For the mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong. O Krishna, and to subdue it, I think, is more difficult than controlling the wind." Elaborating on the above thought, the mind is so strong and obstinate that it sometimes overcomes the intelligence, although the mind is supposed to be subservient to the intelligence. For a man in the practical world who has to fight so many opposing elements, it is certainly very difficult to control the mind. Artificially, one may establish a mental equilibrium towards both his friend and enemy. But ultimately, no worldly man can do so, for this is more difficult than controlling the raging wind. In the Vedic literature, it is said, Atmanam rathinam vidhi shariram rathameva cha buddhim tu sarathim vidhi manah pragrahameva cha indriyani yanahur vishayansteshu gocharan atmendriya manoyuktam bhoktetyahur manishinah. That is, the individual is the passenger in the car of the material body and intelligence is the driver. Mind is the driving instrument and the senses are the horses. The self is thus the enjoyer or sufferer in the association of the mind and senses. So it is understood by great thinkers. Intelligence is supposed to direct the mind, but the mind is so strong and obstinate that it often overcomes even one's own intelligence, as an acute infection may surpass the efficacy of medicine. Such a strong mind is supposed to be controlled by the practice of yoga, but such practice is never practical for a worldly person like Arjun. And what can we say of modern man? The simile used here is appropriate. One cannot capture the blowing wind, and it is even more difficult to capture the turbulent mind. The easiest way to control the mind, as suggested by Lord Chaitanya, is chanting Hare Krishna, the great mantra for deliverance in all humility. The method prescribed is Savai Manah Krishna Padar Vindayoho. That is, one must engage one's mind fully in Krishna. Only then will there remain no other engagements to agitate the mind. Hence, verse 34 of chapter 6 is explained. Jai Shri Krishna. If you like today's video, please do like, share, subscribe and comment on the channel Mystic Faith.